I'm having a great time with my dear friend here, entrepreneur, businessman, an artist. He's a serious artist. Patryk, Larney, back in the house.
How are you, girl?
Pretty good. I'm wearing, I have the hat, doing my end. Without the hat, I know, mess. But I figure, you know what, I want to give a different look. So I'm going to put the hat on.
Well, I love the hat.
Nice, right?
It's good.
Cool. Thank you so much for coming.
Absolutely.
There's a lot of things going on, Patryk. Let's talk about, give me a whole breakdown, because it's a lot. When I got your message on Facebook, I said, okay, wait a second. We have a lot of things to talk about. Where do we start?
I don't know. I mean, I guess the move, last time I was on the show, I was living in New York.
Yes, you were.
And I moved to Nashville.
How long ago now? Like about a year, right?
No, it's longer than that.
Longer
it's got to be
2 years?
Maybe even longer than that. Might even be like 2.5 years.
And you like it over there?
I love it. I love it. The influx of artists that come through there is super constant, and the quality is so high.
In comparison to New York?
It's really amazing. Well, I mean, New York is a hotbed of music and art as well. I would say, Nashville, New York, and LA are probably, the hotbeds of where they are. And, to really be honest about it, it's not necessarily that that's where all the great art comes from.
Right.
The art comes from everywhere.
Right.
Small, podunk
Anywhere,
towns
everywhere.
in Alabama.
Right.
But if you're the super talented person in your small hometown in Alabama, they say move to New York or Nashville or LA. So it seems like those are the hotbeds of where the talent comes from, but really I think it's just, a conglomerate of the talent of the nation just finds that as a platform or a jump off.
Right. Do you miss New York much?
Yeah. Oh my God, I do.
You do?
Yeah,
It gets in your blood?
I miss the subway and people watching and
you miss the circus.
It's great. Yeah, the circus.
Oh man, it's a circus this place.
Yeah, I miss the circus.
Nashville is gonna be much more. How do you describe it? Give me a sense. Give me
as you know,
texture.
I came from, I'm a farmer's son, so I came from a lot of nature and fields, and I grew up on 16 acres, and played with my brothers and sisters in the hedgerow with forts, building forts and whatever. So to me, I love New York City because it's inspiring, and there's so much art and so much happening, and the bright lights and everything. But I think there was just, after 8 years of the hustle, there was something about me that was like,
that's the key.
I just need to just return to Mother Nature for a little bit. And so the other two big music hotbeds are LA, which would have pretty much been the same thing.
Right.
You know what I mean? Or Nashville, which is great because it's, it's a focus of musical talent, but it really is in the country, so it felt right. And it's not just country music. A lot of people make that mistake. I mean, there's, obviously, we've had Laura Reed on the show. And
yes, we did. Last time, she's amazing.
Yeah, amazing.
And the pictures that she has on Facebook are absolutely gorgeous.
Yeah.
What a talented woman she
really,
is.
Really talented woman. And she's soul music, but Shannon Sanders produced that record. He's out of Nashville, and he did Indie R.E. He's worked with John Legend, Alicia Keys. I mean, you name it. So it's not just country music in Nashville.
Yeah, but people, if you correct me, I'm Gloria, she's adjusting the lights, and I want to make sure that we're taping, that we're recording. Yes, of course we're on. She's always on. She's fixing the lights. You see, what I love about the show is that any adjustments that we have to make to make it look better, we do, right on the spot.
Do it.
And that's the reason why I had the monitor right in front of me. You see, because I need to monitor, I need to see. It's not that I'm a control freak, but I need to see what's going on. And people say, you know what, you shouldn't forget about the monitor. It's going to take your concentration away. It doesn't look professional. It looks like you're paying attention to somebody else. You have to start learning, looking at your guests. Yeah, and it makes just some sense, I think it makes a little sense that I have to be right on my guest. But it's kind of tempting to go this way.
Yeah, you got to check out the selfie every once in a while. Come on.
You got to check that, but I'm checking myself every minute. No, it's just that, I'm obsessed with angles. The lighting looks good. You see the composition shot. If you see the screen, you see the round table here. That's in my way. Even though that I'm putting.
She's using that bottom third too.
But she's using now. Good. She can open now. She can adjust. You see, it's all about direction. Yeah, but I thought the Nashville. is about country music, Patryk. So how do we change that? Because a lot of people think in Nashville it's all about country music.
There's like I said, there's a lot of stuff coming out of there, a lot of publishing, and a lot of songs start off as country and then don't end up as country. There's an artist that that I've been introduced to down in Nashville. Her name's Maren Morris, and she writes country music. Mm-hmm. But she just had a song picked up by Kelly Clarkson and landed on that called Second Wind. And it went pop, but it probably originated as a country song. You know what I mean?
Country songs, why do they end up?
You know what? I think.
What is that make that cross?
There's something about country music that is the
transition, right? It's just that it starts.
The melody is simple
like Leanne
enough.
Rimes, she got similar cases that she just go and she goes swings.
And think about it. You know, the biggest person in music today is Taylor Swift.
Taylor Swift, I know.
She's pop, but she came from a country background.
Country
you know
background,
what I mean?
yeah.
So
I guess making that transition is not as hard. What do you think? Is a lot of pressure with the ratings? A lot of pressure with what sells? Is it pressure what's on? I mean, how do we know as artists? I'm not a singer. I don't know anything about music. But how does it work? How much pressure we have in terms of okay, what is acceptable? What people like? How do you guys know?
Yeah, I mean, listen, if anybody knew the secret to what all of America was going to like,
everybody would be rich.
Everybody would be number one, right?
Yeah,
but I think it's a timing thing. It's the right message. It's a combination of a lot of things, and nobody really knows what the spices of that are, but everybody's just kind of mixing a bunch of different things, hoping that it's the next thing. And what ends up happening is something becomes popular, and then a bunch of people race to get it out.
Yeah,
to try to do the same thing, but it never feels as genuine or as authentic, you know?
Right.
And so they might make it to the top 30 or top 40 or whatever, but they'll never really go number one like the songs that go number one.
Who gets to be number one, Patryk? What do you think?
Well, great transition to somebody that I've worked with before.
Yes.
Currently, right now, at the time of this taping, the number one song in the nation is "Fight Song" by Rachel Platten.
Which?
This is Rachel Potter.
This is Rachel Potter.
Right.
What's the other? How come I don't have the CD?
I don't have it with me.
Shame
I don't have
on
it with
you,
me.
man.
But
so she's number one right now.
She's number one right now with a song called "Fight Song," and it's
Fight Song.
Yeah.
It sounds so familiar. I can't believe
it's an amazing song that really has kind of been, it's kind of been embraced by like cancer community.
Okay.
She wrote the song about her own struggle to like make it in the music business and to not ever give up. She's 30. Well, I don't know what she is, but she's over 30. I'm not gonna say it. I'm not gonna say it on TV.
Oh man!
But basically,
why everybody gets so scared about age?
Right. No, but this is the thing. She felt that like this is it. Like, you know, so many people told her to give up, like go into just songwriting, you know, and write for other people, like whatever, you're too old and whatever.
And
she was just like, you know, I'm gonna write this song, and this song was about like, you know what, I'm not going to give up, and I'm going to keep fighting, and I've still got a lot of fight left in me, and I still believe even if nobody else believes. And that's what the song, This Is My Fight Song, was about. And then all over the nation, cancer patients started to kind of make it their theme song, like, you know, this is my fight song, and starting right now I'm going to be strong, and like I'm going to keep fighting even if nobody else believes, and whatever.
Right.
And started gaining some popularity that way. But it's such a relatable song because she wrote it general enough that it could be, you know, adapted by somebody who's having trouble in a relationship, or you know, the star quarterback of the football team that wants to win the championship, or whatever it is, you know.
Right. Anybody can relate to
a fight song, right?
To this fight song, yeah.
And then all of a sudden, I guess Taylor Swift got wind of it, and she loved the song and started wearing the "This Is My Fight Song" T-shirt, and then she recently performed in Philadelphia, where she had Rachel Platten come out to, which is basically her hometown show because she's a Pennsylvania girl.
Yeah.
She had Rachel Platten come out, and she surprised the audience and said, "This is Rachel Platten," and as you know, the Taylor Swift effect is very strong.
Of course.
And so what Taylor Swift says, I mean, she can kind of go around.
It's religion to everybody else.
She can kind of just touch people and like, you get a number one and you get a number one.
It's incredible, right?
Yeah. And it was literally 48 hours after she did that, Rachel Platten was #1 with Fight Song, and she's, like I said, at the time of this recording, it's been, I think, a week that she's been on top of the
Where
charts.
is she right
Really
now
amazing.
as we speak?
I'm not exactly sure where she is right now, but I know that she's just about to take a break to finish the rest of the record, because they put out an EP, but the record's on its way.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, what about Rachel Potter?
So Rachel Potter.
I'm making a note. I'm making a
Yeah,
note.
yeah.
I don't forget. I'm sorry, but I have to make notes
No,
even
it's
when
okay.
I'm going to. Yes, please go on.
Rachel Potter released this record called Not So Black and White.
Not so black and white. Maybe Gloria can. I don't know if she doesn't get a little shaky.
There it is.
No, she's challenging. Forget
that-
about my face. Don't you dare to get my face.
That's a
close
wonderful
up.
zoom right there.
She's getting
And
a
so
little.
Rachel Potter, New York might recognize her as ex-Broadway. She is. She was Wednesday Addams in the Addams Family on Broadway.
Oh my God! How long ago? Not too long ago.
Well, across from Brooke Shields, when Brooke Shields was in it, it was pretty original. One of the first kind of inceptions of it. She was also she toured with Wicked.
Wicked.
She was in Evita across from Ricky Martin.
Oh my
so,
God.
So she has done, a ton of Broadway, fantastic. And then from Broadway, I think, she's a very original artist. And I think that there was something that maybe itched her was that, yeah, I love Broadway, and yeah, I love performing for 1,000 people every night, and this is great. But 6 days out of 7 days a week, 2 shows, a matinee and a night show, but I'm still doing the same. It's new to the audience, but to me, I'm singing the same songs, doing the same lines, and I don't think it was enough for her creativity.
Right.
And so after a good 8 years or whatever of Broadway, she decided, I'm going to move to Nashville because I'm a songwriter and I want to do the original thing. And didn't she
brave, brave,
it's very brave.
Very brave to
how
do
many
that.
people spend their entire lives trying to get to the Broadway stage, and she's like,
walking away and saying,
I'm
you
gonna
know
walk
what,
away
wait
from
a second.
I'm going to go after the dream.
And how do you get in touch with this woman? Come on, give us a tip. That's what
Vanity
we want to hear.
Bells, actually.
Oh, I see.
Because when I was working with the Vanity Bells in New York, there wasn't at that time there wasn't a lot of country artists in New York City. Country music wasn't as explosive as it is today.
No. Mm-hmm.
And when I was working with them, one of the photo ops that we had at this one bar that we came through, they were shooting a bunch of photos and whatever the Vanity Bells that night. Her boyfriend was the bartender that night, so she was there seeing her boyfriend at the time.
Okay.
And she asked could she sing a song with the band, and I thought to myself, oh great, here we go, another person that wants to like come up on the stage and sing.
Right. And
And
then
she
she
came
blew
up,
you
and
away,
I
right?
was like, what? Who are you?
are you?
Here is a card. Talk to me, please. And she blew me away. And ever since we've been very close. She's been one of my biggest clients with Hope Tree Entertainment, which is my entertainment company.
That's what I wanted to ask you. Well, you said I want to Hope Tree Entertainment. I love that name. How you came up with that idea
thanks.
of the name?
Well, I come from a town called Hope, New Jersey.
Okay.
And in the day of independent music, it's discouraging for a lot of people because there's so much art out there, so much competition with the internet.
So much junk too.
And a lot of junk, right, exactly, because anybody can post it online. So how do you not get lost in the pile, right? And for independent artists, I think we're trying to grow hope for independent artists. So that's why Hope Tree.
Entertainment.
Entertainment. And it's basically a label services company for independent artists that we help develop and get them all of the infrastructure that they need. I mean, you don't need MTV if your YouTube is good enough. You don't need your record to be on Walmart if you can put it on iTunes, right? So it's a beautiful age where everybody has the opportunity.
Right.
But because everybody has the opportunity,
it's a circus.
It's a circus, and you can get lost in the mix the same way you can get lost in the mix in New York City,
The same way.
And so what we do is we provide those label services for independent artists at Hope Tree Entertainment. Rachel being one of our bigger clients, Laura, client.
Very talented people. You always you're very exquisite, specific about the people that you have
that
around
represent.
you,
Yeah,
man.
yeah.
Yeah, I know that.
I mean,
it's all about quality too. Quality.
Yeah, half of it is that, you know, I mean, that's the name of Hope Tree Entertainment as well, you know, so, you know, I only have so much time on my hands. I want to put it towards people that I truly believe in.
Now, do you, in terms of like the music that you like to listen to, even on TV, how picky are you? I mean, what kind of music turns you on?
You know what? Here it is. There are two types of music for me. It is good music and bad music, right? And to me, if it's genuine...
What's bad music for you, Patryk? I'm putting you in the spot now. What the hell?
What's bad music?
Yeah, tell me. Bring it on.
Fake.
Fake.
Fake. In other words, I wrote this because I'm trying to write a hit and make money. There's not enough emotion in it. You know what I mean? If you're writing the words because you're trying to write, like, you know, if you're writing a song and then you go, okay, then after the chorus, let's do that ooh-ah thing that's super popular on radio right now because then, then everybody will buy it. I recognize that. And everybody else in the world, no matter how intelligent they are or how challenged they are, has an authenticity barometer, and it's easy for them to be like, that's not authentic, because it's a feeling thing, you know?